Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. St. Lucia is one step closer to building immunity to COVID-19. This as the first tranche of COVID-19 vaccines from the COVAX facility arrived on island. Some 24,000 doses of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine were received by St. Lucia to fully inoculate 6.6% of the population.
The long-awaited vaccines through the mechanisms of the COVAX facility have finally arrived in St. Lucia. 24,000 out of some 77,000 vaccines earmarked for St. Lucia arrived on Wednesday, where a ceremony was held to mark the occasion. For St. Lucia, the vaccines have come at a critical stage in the national vaccination campaign, where the country hopes to inoculate 50% of the population by October of 2021. These specific vaccines will be used to begin phase 2 of the vaccination drive.
COVAX aims to ensure equitable vaccine distribution. St. Lucia, as a member of the COVAX facility, will have the benefit of accessing safe and effective vaccines to cover 20% of its population. Today, as we transition into phase 2 of the national campaign, this first tranche will allow us to vaccinate approximately 6.6% of the population, and that's with 2 doses. This will be part of the national effort to build immunity against the COVID-19 virus and also strengthen public health strategies to manage this pandemic.
The Pan American Health Organization has been providing support to St. Lucia's COVID-19 response. Significant contributions have been made towards the procurement of vaccines. PAHO's country program specialist says that PAHO was proud to facilitate the need.
Our region, the Americas, will have to immunize at least 700 million people, of which 147,000 persons are targeted to be vaccinated in St. Lucia. Today, the Pan American Health Organization, as a procurement agency for the COVAX facility, is delivering the first allocation of 24,000 doses to the Ministry of Health and the government of St. Lucia. Access to COVID-19 vaccines should not be a privilege for the few, but a right that we all share regardless of who we are and where we are from.
For the island's Prime Minister, the acquisition of vaccines for the COVAX facility ensures an equitable distribution among countries.
It should not be misunderstood in any way the contribution that United States of America, the UK, Canada, Japan, and Europe and Norway have made. In fact, the significant part of COVAX has been through them in EC dollars of a contribution that they have made. And COVAX came out of humanitarian understanding that when we have these kinds of crises where there is going to be global demand on a very small number of products, that sadly human nature takes over and persons are intent on putting each of their countries first. And COVAX understands that we all live in a village. You can protect yourself, but if you do not take care of your neighbors, ultimately it's going to come back and haunt you.
As of April 6, 2021, close to 12% of the population have received the first dose of their COVID-19 vaccines. For the Hot 7 News, Nisha Charles reporting.
Health Minister Mary Isaac is assuring the public that science is at the forefront when it comes to dealing with the management of COVID-19. She says it is for this reason that St. Lucia is yet to amend quarantine guidelines for those entering St. Lucia, even if they are fully vaccinated.
And oftentimes we hear the talk about the science. Almost to say that the people at the Ministry of Health never went to school and they do not know anything about science. So sometimes I wonder, who is it that knows the science better than the staff, the workers, and the people who are involved in healthcare? Because you must have science to be in healthcare. From the very beginning, you need to have science. That is one of the areas that require that you have the science. And we do nothing at the Ministry of Health without depending on the science. And this is why, to this day, we are not able to say to people who have received the 2 doses of their vaccines who want to come into our country, we cannot say to them as yet that it is safe to do so, because we are depending on the science to give us that information, and then we will be able to say so.
Isaac hopes that the continued rollout of vaccines will allow St. Lucia to change its quarantine protocols soon.
So I am getting a lot of requests from travelers who want to come in, who have their 2 doses, and they want to know whether they still have to do the 14 days quarantine. And my response is yes. For now, this is our requirement. It's one of our protocols. And people who are coming in with their 2 doses must still undergo the 14 days quarantine until the science at the Ministry of Health inform us that that is not the case. And I'm hoping that that will be very soon, as we see our vaccines are unrolling and we are getting the supplies that we need for us to continue to vaccinate our people.
Minister Isaac was in attendance as St. Lucia received its first shipment of vaccines from the COVAX facility. The Communications and Marketing Officer of the Water and Sewage Company, Inc., WASCO, has addressed what members of the public have complained as increases in their water bills. Sherry Ann Gillard-Williams says what has happened is an accumulation of amounts.
If the water bill ran up during the last 4 months, the Water and Sewage Company, WASCO, says there's a perfectly logical reason for that. The company says they are in receipt of several complaints from customers regarding what appears to be a spike in their monthly water bill. The Communications and Marketing Officer at WASCO, Sherry Ann Williams, says during the months of November to February, the company was experiencing some unavoidable challenges.
These balances are an accumulation of the balances that would have accrued from November, of course, until February. We did inform customers that they could have come into our offices to pay down on their bills. Some customers opted to do so, while others, because of the fact that they did not have a specific balance in hand to pay, they opted to wait until they received the bill so that they could come in to pay. And you find that because of the fact that they have waited for such a long period of time, the totals from the 4 months, the amount from the 4 months have totaled to a very high figure for some customers. We just want them to know as well that there has been no increase or no adjustment to the water rate.
She explains that the company has resolved some of the issues that accompanied the system conversion that the organization was undertaking.
This spike can be explained. It is because of the fact that we had delays in the issuing of bills for the last few months. And these delays were as a result of unavoidable challenges that were associated with a system upgrade that we are currently undergoing at WASCO at this time. This conversion process will, of course, improve the functionality of our customer information system, and it will make it more modernized and more user-friendly for both customers and staff. But during the course of that conversion, we encountered some difficulties, and that impeded our ability as a company to issue bills to customers.
Williams explained that customers who have difficulty understanding the charges can visit WASCO's offices where help will be provided.
We are giving customers payment options where they can decide on a plan that they are comfortable with in order to regularize their account. So anyone wishing to do so, anyone wanting to, enter into such an agreement with WASCO can do so at our office. We also want to stress that despite the fact that customers are receiving those figures, those bill figures, that we are continuing to suspend all disconnections until further notice. And this is because we are sensitive to the fact that we are still grappling with the effects of COVID.
She says, while the company deeply regrets any inconveniences caused, the system upgrades currently being undertaken will improve the functionality of the customer service system and make it a lot more user-friendly to both customers and staff. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzalez.
Thank you, Genevieve. Brazil has recorded more than 4,000 COVID-related deaths in 24 hours for the first time as a more contagious variant fuels a surge in cases. Hospitals are overcrowded with people dying as they wait for treatment in some cities, and the health system is on the brink of collapse in many areas. The country's total death toll is now almost 337,000, second only to the US. But Brazil's president continues to oppose any lockdown measures to curb the outbreak. He argues that the damage to the economy would be worse than the effects of the virus itself. Speaking to supporters outside the presidential residence on Tuesday, he criticized quarantine measures and suggested that they are linked to obesity and depression. He did not comment on the 4,195 deaths recorded in the previous 24 hours. The EU's medicines regulator says unusual blood clots should be listed as a very rare side effect of AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine. At a press briefing, the EMA executive director said that the combination of blood clots and low blood platelets was very rare but was seen in all ages and in men and women, and there was no available evidence of specific risk factors such as age, gender, or previous medical history of clotting disorders. After a study looking at 86 such cases in the EU, the European Medicines Agency EMA concluded that the benefits of the vaccine outweigh the risk. The EU has vaccinated more than 20 million people so far. You're watching the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Stay with us. We'll be right back.